Alright YouTube, what's up? As you can see, I've got something really exciting about to happen. I'm actually in the process of doing up my bedroom, and I thought, what better opportunity than to put a new fish tank in my bedroom, one that I can actually see in like a living space. And I think a lot of people knew that I was wanting to start up a new tank from scratch, because so much has changed since I started my original tank. That I wanted to try with some sort of eco rock and different things like that, so that I wanted to be using something a bit more sustainable. Because when I started, it was taking like bits of live rock and stuff like that. And because my system, although my main big tank, isn't really that old, everything that's in it I've had for a long time, and it's kind of been a continual like progression from one tank into another. So this is really exciting for me to actually start a brand new tank build from kind of like from day one. Well, exactly from day one. It's still in the box. So after much deliberation about which tank to go for and lots of research, after Coral Freaks, I got speaking to the guys at TMC, because my local retailer Paraquatics has got one of their reef habitats actually on display. And because they've got three sizes, I think there's a 50, a 60 and a 90 centimetres wide. They're like perfect for flats or for bedrooms, you know, something where the weight can't be so crazy. And with the cupboards, because you can change the doors, the outside of the style of it, there's more variety. So because I was decorating my bedroom, I thought, do you know what? I really like the quality of them, and the cabinets are really nice and thick. There's also an aluminium bar inside the cabinets as well, which I think is just going to prolong the longevity of the cabinet. So this is like my Christmas. So although it's January, this is my Christmas present to me from me. So yeah, I'm going to document everything about putting this reef habitat together. What I'm going to do is I'll film a little bit of the unboxing. I mean, everything looks packed, it looks really, really securely packed, but I'm going to film the unpacking, and then I'm going to put a link in the description for, they've got a YouTube video of how to assemble the cabinet, because I've got to say, I'm rubbish with DIY, so it was going to be interesting. I'm going to time myself to see how long it takes me to put this cabinet together. So yeah, I won't film it. Well, maybe I'll film bits of it, but it could be amusing to see what I actually come out with. And I might even have to get somebody to come around and like hang the doors just to make sure that they're straight. But yeah, so it's quite late now, but I'm too excited, so I'm going to crack on. Okay, so we've got a simple set of instructions here on how to build away, and it recommends that you don't do it on a carpet, or laminate. Yeah, they say just a bare screened floor, nice and even. So I'm going to do it on the kitchen floor. I've double checked, and actually my kitchen floor is really level. So that's a surprise, because it's probably the only thing in this house that is actually level. So what I'm going to do is I've just cleaned the kitchen floor, and I'm going to build it on this surface, so to make sure that it's all nice and square. Alright, so I'm about 15 minutes in. I've watched the video a couple of times. So helpful having the video. And this is how far I've got. So this is 15 minutes in. So I'm going to keep a time going and see how much longer it takes me. Alright, cool. So we're an hour and a half in, but the actual carcass is now all built. The hardest part that I found was actually putting on the actual feet at the bottom, because there's 4 screws that you've got to, on the video it says you've got to, the best way to do it is to push them through and then line them up, and that was the bit I was finding hardest, just getting them to line up, but actually, you know, it wasn't a big deal at all. So now I've got to put the side panels on. Okay, so what I've done is I've just moved it into position. I've put the nice panels on. They weren't too bad to put on. Still got all the stuff on there, and I'm just making sure that it's level, which it is looking pretty good. Just need to check all over that it's sitting nice and level, which, yeah, okay. I mean, obviously it's going to be a bit different when it's full of water and what have you, but there's the carcass of it. Now what you've got to do is you just got to make sure when you put it in a bedroom like this that you, I mean, obviously there's not that much room around, but you want to make sure that you've got lots of room behind so that you can get some airflow. But I think that's going to look really nice, and I'm going to be able to watch them as I sleep. Obviously it's going to be really, well, hopefully not too noisy, but I quite like the sound of the running water anyway. So that's where it's going to be. Okay, so we're almost there now, but just quickly on a side note, what I really like is that they even include like double-sided sticky tape to stick the mat down with so it doesn't slip off, because when you put the aquarium on top sometimes that happens. So yeah, so it's looking good. I've managed to get the door on. Door's looking really good, nice and shiny. I haven't taken any of the plastic off yet. I've also just put the drawer in as well. That's really cool. And what's really handy is about having the drawer is that the sump will be raised, so if you need to empty the sump you can siphon it all out. Okay, so it's gotten quite late now, but as you can see I've managed to get it up. I haven't plumbed it yet, but it's all sitting there, but it's quite late now. It's actually taken me, well, I don't even know if I can admit how long it's taken me. It's taken me 4 hours to put it together so far. But I took my time. I watched the video about 100 times. I'm super, I mean, for somebody who really doesn't put flat pack furniture together, I'm proud of myself that I've done it all by myself. Just so many little things here, like the stainless steel at the bottom, and then even like the black silicone of the sump. This is the standard sump that it comes with. It's just, yeah, it's just really neat and really nice. And this bar that goes across the bottom is just, or across the top, the bracing bar there, just gives you that little bit of extra peace of mind that you know, it's going to last a long time. The tank itself is just, well, it's just perfect. There's nothing like a brand new fish tank. As you can see, it's nice and level. I've just been making sure that it's all level. Everything's still got the covers and the plastic on. I don't even want to touch it. It's all too nice and new. So it's even got a cover for there. And then, I don't know if you can see down there. So that's going to be my job for tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to leave it for tonight now, because it is quite late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've been non-stop, and I've been using the hand drill as well. So I think my neighbours are gonna not like me very much, but I'm well impressed with it so far, and it just fits in this little gap, perfect. So when I'm asleep, I'll be able to watch it. And what I really like as well is here, it actually looks like it's floating, because it's the way in which the cabinet is made is it's done so that this bit sort of raises up, So you get this kind of floating effect, and it looks really sweet. But I'm knackered. So yeah, that's my job for today. Very nice. Hey, right, so as you can see, we're at the next day, and what I've done is I've just moved a few bits around so that there's more room around the tank, which is really cool. So my job now is I've got to plumb it with all the plumbing parts. So I mean, it's relatively simple, it just goes in, and then that's going to be, bad boy's going to be all set up. So it's actually quite nice now. I've moved where the bed is and what have you, so I've got a little bit more room there, and I can have my dehumidifier and what have you. But yeah, the tank looks amazing. So I'm just going to plumb it up now. Okay, and here we've got all of the instructions for how to plumb it, which is all very pretty. And then we've got everything that you need, so you just double check that you've got everything. What is really nice is that they even give you different flow nozzles, so you can sort of pick what one you want, whether you want like the random or whether you want directional flow, which is really cool. Which not a lot of, well, I don't think any other tanks you actually get an option of different flows, so that's really cool. And then obviously you've got the ball valve here, which is going to help keep it really quiet. So yeah, I really like the instructions. They're always all colour and all big pictures. I can understand pictures. I'm really dyslexic, so sometimes reading it all gets a bit confusing. So actually seeing in pictures, big colourful ones, makes a massive difference. And a little tip to make it easier to extend the nozzles, just give them a little dip in boiling water, and then you can clip them on easier so that you can extend your random flow generator or your directional flow. Okay, so here we have the pipes coming under. As you can see, you've got the white O-ring. These just connect up, and these are your tank fittings. It's probably a lot easier if you get someone to hold the other thing from above, but you can see this is going to screw onto there and hold in place. There we go. But being here on my own, what you can actually do is there's enough here to actually get purchased, so you can actually hold it from the bottom and then just hand tighten it up so that it doesn't sort of slip around. Now what you have to make sure you do is you make sure you pop the black O-ring in there, and then you can twist those on. There you go. I really like this flow pump. I think it's going to create quite a lot of random flow. I like the fact I've been able to extend it as well. So that's what it looks like from the top. And there we go. So I've just taken the cover off. This is really nice, this little lid thing that they give you to keep everything nice and quiet. So now, all plumbed up, put that back on there, all plumbed up and looking really sweet. So yeah, time to crack on with a bit more, I think. I'm going to leave it there for today, now that it's all plumbed in and looking great. And then the next video I'll probably start maybe filling her up. Really cool. Guys, if you like these videos, if you want to see how I'm going to cycle this tank, what I'm actually going to put in it, all the rocks that I'm going to be using, what lighting I'm going to be using, all the filtration, stick with it, and it's going to be kind of like a series of week by week about what I do with this tank. So yeah, if you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe, all of the good stuff, and I'll have another video out next week.